Hey, this is Darren with Big Daddy Scripts. I'm going to show you the new character manager that has the new appearance editor in it. I have always used the FiveM appearance by Pedro or SnakeWiz or whatever his name is. And it's a good one. I like it. I always did like it. It's been around for a while. It hasn't been updated a lot, and I had no control over it. It's free and the code is out there, but it's in TypeScript, and the project is very in-depth and very hard to edit. So I always wanted to create my own, so I finally did. I built one from scratch. It was actually way harder than I had planned on it being. There is a lot involved in editing characters. But the Character Manager Pro now uses the new Big Daddy Appearance Editor. So I'm going to go through and show you all the functions of that. So as always, Manage Me goes to the Character Manager. We have a new location now. This location is custom. You can change it in the settings, although I recommend you keep it here. We did it in a certain way to where the light is even and it's out of the way from everywhere else. And we've added this to the project as an MLO, so it'll be available on every server. All right, so here on the left are all the characters that you have saved. And on the right are the Character Manager buttons. You've got Done, which is what you click when you're finished, and it kicks you out to the game. Create New will start a new character based on the free mode multiplayer character. Edit allows you to edit the one that's on the screen. Clone takes the one that's on the screen, creates a new version of it to go as a new entry over here. So let's say, you have a character and you want to have the same character with multiple sets of clothes. You can clone him, change his clothes. You can also use this clone if you have characters saved in vMenu. You spawn it from vMenu, open up Manage Me, hit clone, and just save it. And it'll be saved over here into this character manager. Rename lets you change the name that shows here. Delete obviously lets you delete any saved character, and cancel kicks you back out to the game without changing whatever it is you're working on. So we will load any one of these. You just click, he walks off, walks back on as a new character. If you see this warning down here, that means that it's the old data format from the old character manager, the FiveM appearance. I have built a converter into this, so it does convert the data over to the new format. That's just letting you know you should go save it so it stays in the new format and doesn't have to convert it every time. Once you bring one in that you've saved, all of these buttons are now active when they weren't a minute ago. If you click Edit, it opens up the editor. So you have the same thing that most editors have, because there's a set number of things that can be edited. You can change the model and what type of walk style they have, and that saves a walk style to your character. So every time you spawn him, he'll walk like whatever you set it as. Heritage is the mom and dad, and you've got the facial structure and the skin tone, and you can mix between those, and we'll go through all those and show how they work. Face features are your nose, eyebrows, eyes and mouth, jaw, chin, those usual things that let you tweak the face. Textures are blemishes and aging and moles and freckles and makeup. Hair and eyes are, well, hair and eyes. You got hair, beard, eyebrows, and eye color. Clothing is where you can change all of the things that you've seen before in other editors. Props, same thing. And tattoos, same thing, only the way the tattoos are applied is a little different because you can apply multiple to the same place. So if I come here to the head and I go to skull, it puts this, and you can preview it. It's not technically saved on there yet until I hit this plus. And now that I've hit that, if I go back to Skull, it has a red X, and that's how you would delete it back off, because it's now set to be on there. So if I click that, it deletes it, and it's not there anymore. But it will always preview it as you go through, and you can see what they look like. And when you want one, you hit the thing, and it adds it on there. And you can add multiple. Like I said, we could add this snake head, which is, oops, wrong one, which is here on the side of his neck, and then I can also add the skull. So now there's two, and that's why this is a little different. So I could come here to the snake head, and you see it turns red. Remove that, go back to skull, remove that. If I don't remove them, whenever I hit save, it'll be on there. And that's how the tattoos work, and it's the same for all of them. With model, you can choose any of the models that are in there. Be careful, because some of these, like this one, he's naked, and it's not great for streamers. You can edit this list and take those out if you want to. Walk styles, this is all of the walk styles that are in there. They're called clip sets, and you can pick one and it will save it to the player. These buttons across the top, this is a camera view, so you can go to a head view, a torso view, or your feet, or back to the head. These allow you to take off your hat, glasses, and mask, or put them back on. Take off shirt, jacket, vest, all that stuff, or put it back on. Take off your pants and shoes and socks, or put them back on. This just turns the guy around. These allow you to swing all the way around the guy in either direction to get a good look at what's going on. This button here was a request to put your hands up, so you can flip around and see if there's any clipping going on or anything weird with your character. And that's a toggle, so it goes up and down. This is your save button and your cancel button. Heritage, if I zoom into his face, and as I swing back and forth, you can see the mix between Hannah and Evan in there. And as I change people, it changes the base shape of his face. And with the skin tone, it changes his skin tone, and you can mix. With face features, you can change the shape of the nose, how tall it is, all that kind of stuff. You can change all of that in here, just like you have in other ones. Textures, same thing as any of the other ones. If I want to add eye makeup, I can just fade it in, or blush. I can fade that in. I can change it to orange if I want to. Lipstick, can add however you want it to be. Hair and dyes, you can change your hairstyle. If I were to remove my hat, oh my goodness, it's hideous. You can flip through the hairstyles just like always. You can change the color. You can change the highlight. You can change your beard color. You want some eyebrows. You want them a funky color. And eye color, this just changes just like you've seen before. Clothing, oops. It's the same as always. I mean, you flip through and you can see the different. And if the texture shows up, like here it's not there and here it is, that means this one has more than one texture that you can flip through. If it's not there, it doesn't have more than one texture. So it makes it about as simple as it can be with that. Props, same exact thing. This one has textures. I didn't have the glasses on because I had taken them off here, and this will put them back on. And we already looked at tattoos. This is pretty much it. If I hit cancel and say yes, cancel, none of those changes I just make are going to save. If you hit save, then they do save. And not only MP characters like this, you will see, is just Trevor. But when you open this up, there's way less options because these game characters don't have the same options. In fact, some of these may be empty when you come into them. Not always, but sometimes they're empty because that player doesn't have anything to go in there, or that character. This is another Trevor. And it's the same character, it's just different clothes and stuff. So, if we were to, let's say we're going to create a new, and we'll just call him Test. It starts as the free mode guy, and you can change it to female if you want, and go from there. Or you can pick any of these, and you will see, like, he has different hairstyles, just a couple. And a couple of clothing choices. Why in the world there would be a nun? Yeah, and different textures. And then he's got hats. So whatever they have, it'll show up in here. And something else that's good, if you've got custom EUP, then whenever you're here in the free mode, all of your clothing and stuff will show up in here. It reads from what's in the game. So if you have custom stuff and different numbers, it will read from the game and save it that way. So there you go. That's basically it. This does have a database where it saves all your characters, so you do have to know how to set up a database table in your database, and if you don't have a database, you'll have to have one. But it's not difficult. There's plenty of information online on how to do all of that, and I provide the sequel to run within your database to create the table. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching.
BigDaddyScripts.com